The USA finally, for the first time since the Miracle on Ice, takes gold in men's hockey. They go to overtime against Canada.
And it's a historical moment. I mean, you talk about 1980, the last time USA won a gold medal in hockey. Well, the Miracle on Ice is happening again today in 2026 in Milano Cortina.
USA team just made history at the 2026 Winter Olympics after a 46-year wait. The gold medal game ended only 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime. The final score was 2-1 against Canada. A single shot decided everything. The United States had not won Olympic men's hockey gold since 1980. That changed in one sudden moment on Olympic ice. The men's gold medal game took place at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan. The United States faced Canada in one of the most watched hockey games of the tournament. NHL players were allowed to compete, bringing top-level talent back to the Olympic stage. Both teams reached the final after advancing through the medal round. The United States opened the scoring in the first period. Forward Matt Boldy scored to give Team USA a 1-0 lead. The goal came during even strength play. Canada responded with pressure and increased shot attempts. By the end of the first period, Canada had more shots on goal, but the United States held the lead. Goaltender Connor Hellebuyck played a key role from the start. He stopped every Canadian shot in the first period. Canada attacked from the slot and the blue line. Hellebuyck tracked the puck through traffic and controlled rebounds. In the second period, Canada tied the game. Defenseman Cale Makar scored late in the period to make it 1-1. The goal came after sustained puck movement inside the offensive zone. The score remained even heading into the third period. Through 2 periods, Canada had built a strong advantage in total shots. The United States focused on defensive coverage and structured breakouts. Hellebuyck continued to make saves under pressure. He denied close-range attempts and prevented second-chance goals. The third period carried gold medal stakes. With the game tied at 1-1, both teams pushed for the lead. Canada generated more offensive zone time and added to its shot total. The United States blocked shots and cleared rebounds. No goals were scored in the third period. Regulation ended tied at 1-1. The official stat sheet showed Canada with 42 shots on goal. The United States recorded 23. Hellebuyck had stopped 41 of 42 shots during regulation. The championship required overtime. This victory marked the United States' 3rd Olympic gold medal in men's ice hockey. The previous gold came in 1980 at the Lake Placid Winter Olympics. That 1980 team defeated the Soviet Union in the semifinals and Finland in the final. The 2026 win ended a 46-year gap between Olympic gold medals for the U.S. men's program. Hellebuyck finished the final with 41 saves on 42 shots. His save percentage for the game exceeded .970. His performance kept the game tied long enough for the overtime opportunity. Without those saves, the outcome would not have reached sudden death. Boldy scored the first goal for the United States in the opening period. Makar scored the only goal for Canada in the second period. Hughes recorded the overtime winner. The 3 goals defined the final result. Sidney Crosby did not play for Canada in the gold medal game due to injury. Crosby previously won Olympic gold medals in 2010 and 2014. His absence required adjustments to Canada's lineup. Despite that, Canada maintained strong offensive pressure and outshot the United States by 19 shots. Special teams did not determine the outcome. Neither team scored a power play goal in the final. Most of the game was played at even strength. Defensive positioning and goaltending were central factors. During post-game celebrations, American players carried Johnny Gaudreau's jersey onto the ice in tribute. The team gathered for the medal ceremony following official confirmation of the overtime goal. The gold medal game drew attention across North America. The rivalry between the United States and Canada added historical weight to the final. Both nations have strong Olympic hockey records. Canada has won multiple Olympic gold medals, while the United States had waited decades for another men's title. The final statistics remain clear. Canada led in total shots 42-23. Hellebuyck stopped 41 attempts. The only Canadian goal came from Makar. Boldy and Hughes scored for the United States. The deciding goal occurred 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime. The scoreboard confirmed the result as the horn sounded. The United States secured Olympic gold for the first time since 1980. The 2026 final will be recorded as a 2-1 overtime victory, ending a 46-year wait and placing Team USA back at the top of Olympic men's hockey.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking
Gee,
news.
I wonder what it is.
Yeah. The USA finally, for the first time since the Miracle on Ice, takes gold in men's hockey. They go to overtime against Canada. The U.S. got on the board about, 6 minutes into this game.
We have breaking news this hour. U.S. has defeated Team Canada to capture gold in men's hockey at the Winter Games.
Canada lost the Olympic gold medal without Sidney Crosby on the ice. The game ended 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime. The United States won 2-1. Canada outshot Team USA 42-23, but the final goal came fast and ended everything. Crosby watched from the sidelines as the gold slipped away. How did it all change so quickly? The men's Olympic hockey final featured NHL players and renewed one of the sport's most recognized rivalries between Canada and the United States. Both teams advanced through the medal round to meet in the championship game. Crosby had been part of Canada's roster earlier in the tournament, but was ruled out before the final because of injury. Crosby previously won Olympic gold medals in 2010 and 2014. He entered the 2026 games as one of the most experienced players on the Canadian roster. His absence required lineup changes before the championship game. Forward combinations were adjusted, and leadership responsibilities were distributed across the bench. The United States scored first in the opening period. Matt Boldy recorded the first goal during even strength play. That goal gave Team USA a 1-0 lead, despite Canada generating early pressure. Canada recorded more shots in the first period, but did not score before intermission. Through the first 20 minutes, Canada established offensive zone possession and created multiple scoring chances. Goaltender Connor Hellebuyck stopped every attempt he faced in the period. He tracked pucks through traffic and controlled rebounds. The United States entered the second period leading 1-0. In the second period, Canada found the equalizer. Defenseman Cale Makar scored late in the frame to tie the game 1-1. The goal followed sustained puck movement in the offensive zone. Makar's shot beat Hellebuyck and reset the scoreboard. The game remained tight after the tying goal. Canada continued to press offensively, while the United States relied on defensive positioning and controlled breakouts. Hellebuyck responded with key saves during close range attempts. By the end of the second period, Canada had built a clear advantage in shots on goal. The statistical margin reflected territorial control, yet the score remained even. Crosby's absence remained part of the broadcast narrative as Canada attempted to regain the lead. The third period carried championship weight. With the score tied 1-1, both teams understood the next goal could decide the gold medal. Canada increased shot volume and attacked the net front. Hellebuyck denied each attempt. He stopped pucks from the slot from the blue line and during scramble sequences near the crease. Regulation ended without another goal. The official shot count showed Canada with 42 total shots. The United States had 23. Hellebuyck had stopped 41 of the 42 Canadian attempts. The game required overtime under Olympic medal round rules. Overtime used a 3-on-3 format. The reduced number of skaters created open ice and faster transitions. Just 1 minute and 41 seconds into overtime, Jack Hughes carried the puck across the offensive blue line and released a shot that crossed the goal line. Officials signaled the goal immediately, and the game ended at that moment. The final score was United States 2, Canada 1. The overtime winner secured the gold medal for Team USA. Canada received silver despite outshooting its opponent by 19 shots. Hellebuyck's final stat line showed 41 saves on 42 shots, resulting in a save percentage above .970 in the championship game. His performance kept the United States tied through 60 minutes and allowed the overtime opportunity to occur. After the game, Crosby addressed reporters regarding his absence and the result. He acknowledged the team's effort and confirmed that injury prevented him from participating in the final. His remarks circulated quickly across sports media platforms following the medal ceremony. Crosby had been one of the most experienced players on the Canadian roster. His previous Olympic gold medals in 2010 and 2014 placed him among a select group of multiple-time champion. The 2026 final marked a championship game in which he was unavailable due to injury. Canada maintained possession and offensive pressure throughout the contest. However, the team converted only once through Makar's second period goal. Special teams did not determine the outcome as neither team scored a power play goal in the final. The United States secured its first Olympic men's hockey gold medal since 1980. That year had marked the program's previous goal. The 2026 victory ended a 46-year gap between titles. During post-game celebrations, American players carried Johnny Gaudreau's jersey onto the ice in tribute. The team gathered for the medal ceremony after officials confirmed the overtime goal. The official record now shows the United States as Olympic champions with a 2-1 overtime win. Canada's 42-shot performance did not translate into multiple goals. Crosby remained absent from the lineup due to injury, and the tournament closed with a sudden death decision.
The wait is over.
It's been a really long time. We need to get best on best back at those big games where it's country against country and it becomes more than hockey.
Opening night of the Four Nations face-off.
Well, for me, it's Celebrini, McDavid, Wilson. I love that. I think that that's a really good line. I saw how they come together there. And the reason McDavid, who's going to have the biggest spotlight on him, he's going to shoulder a lot of the responsibility for this team, as he should, and he's ready to do. But Tommy Wilson on that right side of him.
This message became official. Connor McDavid was confirmed in Canada's Olympic leadership group. Austin Matthews remains the captain of Team USA. Both decisions were made just days before opening face-offs in Milan. With NHL players returning after 12 years, leadership choices now shape the Olympic stage. Connor McDavid's appointment as alternate captain places him directly inside Canada's Olympic leadership group. McDavid plays center for the Edmonton Oilers and is is participating in his first Olympic Games with NHL involvement. He did not compete in the 2018 or 2022 Winter Olympics due to the NHL's absence. Milan marks his first appearance at an Olympics featuring full NHL participation. Hockey Canada stated that the leadership structure of Crosby as captain, with McDavid and Cale Makar as alternates, was carried over from the Four Nations Face-Off tournament held earlier this year. During that tournament, Crosby wore the captain's C, while McDavid and Makar served as alternates. Canada defeated the United States in the final. Officials confirmed the same structure was retained for Olympic competition. Sidney Crosby was officially named captain of Team Canada before the team's first on-ice practice in Milan. Crosby is 38 years old and plays center for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is his third Olympic Games. He previously captained Canada to gold at the 2014 Winter Olympics and scored the overtime goal that decided the gold medal game at the 2010 Vancouver Olympic. That goal has been referenced repeatedly in official Olympic coverage. McDavid's role as alternate captain reflects his position within Canada's roster and leadership planning. Before leaving for Olympic duty, McDavid recorded 21 goals and 48 assists in 49 NHL games during the 2025-26 season. Those numbers were confirmed by league statistics prior to the Olympic break. On the American side, USA Hockey announced that Austin Matthews will captain Team USA at the Milano Cortina Games. Matthews is 28 years old and plays center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This marks his first Olympic appearance as team captain. USA Hockey officials cited leadership continuity as a factor in maintaining the same captain and alternates. The announcement came shortly after the team arrived in Milan and completed its initial training session. Matthews entered the Olympics after recording 26 goals and 22 assists in 51 NHL games during the season. USA Hockey stated that leadership selections were based on international experience and recent tournament roles rather than regular season production alone. Matthews previously represented the United States in multiple World Championship events and international competitions. Hockey Canada confirmed that leadership responsibilities were finalized before Canada's first full practice. The federation stated that the group's previous experience together influenced the decision to maintain the same structure used in earlier international competition. During the Four Nations Face-Off tournament, Canada's leadership group guided the team through a condensed schedule similar to Olympic conditions. That tournament featured back-to-back games and limited recovery time. Officials referenced that experience when discussing leadership continuity. Hockey Canada outlined defined leadership roles. Crosby provides experience and game management. McDavid contributes pace, offensive structure, and transition play. Makar supports defensive execution and puck movement from the back end. Officials confirmed that responsibilities were assigned prior to competition. For Team USA, Matthews' captaincy places him at the center of American preparation. USA Hockey confirmed that Matthews will handle on-ice leadership duties during stoppages and bench communication. McAvoy and Tikachuk support defensive and physical play responsibilities. The leadership announcements marked a shift in tournament coverage. Media attention moved from roster speculation to competitive outcome. Olympic organizers confirmed increased coverage for early group games involving Canada and the United States. Statistical tracking from international tournaments shows that leadership groups often log higher ice time during critical situations. Special teams deployment and late game usage are influenced by captaincy assignments under IIHF rules. As opening face-offs approach, Olympic hockey enters its execution phase. With leadership confirmed and NHL participation restored, the tournament structure is now fully in place. McDavid's role alongside Crosby and Matthews' role for Team USA define the competitive framework ahead of elimination play. The confirmation of leadership groups established clarity. Preparation is complete. Tournament conditions are set. Olympic men's hockey now moves forward with captains named and responsibilities assigned.
Good luck, Team Canada. You've earned this moment. After long days and late nights, through discipline, sacrifice, and relentless effort, you're ready to compete at the highest level.
The wait is over. The biggest rivalry in hockey has reached the Olympic stage once again. Team Canada and Team USA arrive in Milan with full NHL rosters and clear goals. Captains are named. Lineups are set. Fans have been counting days for this moment. When Canada and the United States meet at the Olympics, history, pressure, and preparation collide.
Forward lines for Team Canada could potentially look like, but nothing set in stone yet.
Well, for me, it's Celebrini, McDavid, Wilson. I love that. I think that that's a really good line. I saw how they come together there. And the reason McDavid, who's going to have the biggest spotlight on him, he's going to shoulder a lot of the responsibility for this team, as he should, and he's ready to do. But Tommy Wilson on that right side of him.
The 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina mark a major return for international hockey. For the first time since 2014, NHL players are competing in the Olympic Games. The league paused its season to allow full participation. This decision changed the level of competition immediately. Canada arrived with a roster built from elite NHL talent, international experience, and Olympic success. Team Canada officially named its men's Olympic roster on December 31st, 2025. The team includes 25 players, all with professional experience. The roster was selected by Hockey Canada after months of evaluation. The group combines veteran leadership, playoff-tested stars, and players with past international success. Sidney Crosby was named captain of Team Canada. The decision was announced before the team traveled to Milan. Crosby has won 2 Olympic gold medals in 2010 and 2014. He scored the overtime goal that decided the gold medal game at the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. His Olympic experience spans more than a decade. Canada's leadership group also includes alternate captains drawn from top NHL teams. These players have logged hundreds of playoff games. Several have worn the maple leaf in world championships and best-on-best tournaments. This structure gives Canada stability on the ice and clarity in decision-making during high-pressure moments. The Canadian roster is built around depth. Every line includes players who contribute at both ends of the ice. Defense pairs include puck-moving defensemen and physical shutdown players. Goaltending selections were based on recent NHL performance and international results. Hockey Canada confirmed that balance and consistency guided the final selections. Team USA also finalized its roster ahead of the games. USA Hockey selected a mix of veteran NHL players and younger skaters with recent international experience. The American roster emphasizes speed and transition play. Several players come from teams known for fast-paced systems in the NHL. Despite the strength of the U.S. lineup, Canada enters the matchup with historical advantage. Canada and the United States have faced each other multiple times in Olympic men's hockey. Canada won the gold medal game in 2010 and defeated the United States in the semifinals in 2014. Those games were decided by narrow margins. The Olympic schedule placed Canada and the United States in the same preliminary round group. This guarantees a group stage meeting before the knockout rounds. Group placement affects seeding and quarterfinal matchups. A win provides a measurable advantage in the tournament structure. Team Canada arrived in Milan following the NHL Olympic break. Players traveled within days of their last league game. Practices were held at Santa Giulia Arena. Coaching staff focused on adapting to international ice size and IIHF rules. These rules differ from the NHL in areas such as icing, overtime, and physical play. Canada's coaching staff, led by John Cooper, set clear expectations before the tournament. Cooper stated publicly that the goal was a gold medal. The message reflected Canada's approach to Olympic hockey. Performance standards were defined before the first practice. In the lead-up to the Olympic group stage meeting, players from both sides addressed the rivalry. The statement was published in international coverage ahead of the game. Canada's preparation emphasized discipline and structure. Practices focused on special teams, execution, and defensive zone coverage. Coaching staff monitored player workload due to the quick transition from NHL play to Olympic competition. The Canadian roster includes multiple players with over 100 NHL playoff games. Several have won Stanley Cups. This experience is critical in short tournaments where mistakes carry immediate consequences. Team USA's roster includes players who recently competed in IIHF World Championships. USA Hockey stated that roster balance and defensive depth were priorities. Their preparation focused on speed through the neutral zone and quick puck movement. Olympic group standings are decided by points, goal differential, and head-to-head results. The Canada-USA game directly affects these metrics. A timing of the matchup adds pressure. The game takes place early in the tournament, shortly after both teams' opening win. Analysts noted that early results often influence confidence and tactical adjustments in later rounds. Broadcasters projected increased increased viewership based on previous Olympic meetings. Security and staffing were increased for the game due to expected attendance and media presence. Olympic officials confirmed additional measures for high-profile rivalry matchups. Statistical tracking after the opening games showed Canada near the top of the tournament in shots allowed and face-off percentage. These metrics were released in official Olympic summaries. Canada's roster stability contrasts with the rapid pace of Olympic scheduling. With lines and pairings established early, the team minimized experimentation. This approach reflected confidence in roster selection. The Canada-USA Olympic matchup does not decide a medal. It does not eliminate either team. It shapes the path forward. It defines standing, seeding, and momentum as the tournament progresses. For Team Canada, the objective remains unchanged. Preparation, depth, leadership, and execution guide every decision as the rivalry resumes on Olympic ice in Milan.
On this Sunday night, after a 12-year break, NHL players return to the Olympics.
Excited to be here, definitely.
With Olympic gold on the line, Sidney Crosby is named Team Canada captain.
Two captains were chosen, and Olympic hockey changed instantly. One decision came from the United States. The other came from Canada. NHL players are back after 12 years away, and